It is loud and it is wet as we welcome you inside Lumen Field on your standard rain-filled afternoon in Seattle, Washington. Today we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap, as it'll be the New York Jets taking on the Seattle Seahawks. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
First and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on first down.
Check, Matt.
They'll run. It's Kenneth Walker. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. This defense for the Jets, they were terrific last week in the victory over Buffalo.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
Liking 18.
Sticking with Walker on second down. And not a whole lot there, maybe a yard to the 27. You talk about this Jets defense. They find themselves just outside the top 10 in the league against the pass, currently bringing up the number 11 spot.
I think if you talk to their head coach, you'll get a nice answer about how much he likes his team and what they're doing. But at the end of it, he would admit there's definitely room to improve.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4.
Ready? Bronco 80. Ready?
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They get 5, and it will go ahead and move the chains.
Seahawks, first down. First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
They'll look to throw. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot. The Seahawks at 6-3 on the year. And they come in playing pretty well, 6-3 in their last 9.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches.
Cowboy 80.
Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
Panther 60. Panther 60.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. Left side, he finds Smith and Jigba. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 1. Well, they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chains, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that at all, partner. Check the box, right? Make sure you pick up the first down. Offense is getting established. You're moving the ball. You're not turning it over. Check, check, check. They like what they're doing early in the game.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's a 2nd and 4.
60 Eagles. 60.
From the midfield strike, they'll look to throw. He finds his man complete. That's Horton. And that's going going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 39. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
First down. First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a first and 10.
Come on, set. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
They'll look to throw here. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. You talk about this Jets defense. They find themselves just outside the top 10 in the league against the pass, currently bringing up the number 11 spot.
And since this is such a good unit of covering passes downfield, I think that last play is typical of what we might see. A lot of short passes, see if they can generate some run after the catch, but nothing doing on that one.
They put it on the carpet, a fumble, and it's scooped up by the Jets. So a first quarter fumble in. Rain, and this isn't supposed to let up. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
19 Charger.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up second and a yard.
Second down and a little more than a yard here.
Ready.
Here's the Pro Bowler, Christian McCaffrey. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. They give him 2 yards there as they're set up now with a first and goal.
Seahawks, first down. First and goal at the 9-yard line.
Hawk 70. Ready.
He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
70 Lions. Ready.
Second and 9 now. And a quick throw here, that's complete. They'll wind up getting 7 on the completion, but they'll still be faced now with a third and goal situation.
And Brandon, as you know, sometimes it's a lot tougher to run with these tight ends nowadays in the NFL. They're just bigger wide receivers. He lined up on the left side of the formation, ran a drag route across the field, and tried to work his way open. He was able to make the catch, but the defenders were there, couldn't do a whole lot with it afterwards.
Pass caught, Arroyo right side. Touchdown, Seahawks! Arroyo with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Seahawks get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game.
Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together.
575.
First carry for the Iowa State man, Breece Hall. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge.
222, 222.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Jets with the football here to start the second quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Here we go. Good night.
Now it's Fields off the bootleg. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. That's to the sideline, and it's intercepted. I know it appeared he was saying, hey, give me the football, I'm open, but I don't know if that's a pass that he should have thrown there.
Well, I don't think we've ever met a wide receiver that doesn't think he is open or is about to be open.
True.
So when you throw your hand up in the air and tell your quarterback, hey, I'm available, he's trusting that you are. In this case, he was not, and it turned into disaster for them.
Walker now on 1st and 10. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
From the 42-yard line, here's the 2nd and 8.
Come on, come on. Panther 60, Panthers.
They'll set up a throw. Outright to Smith-Njigba. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Jackson Smith-Njigba, 41 yards. And the Seahawks are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
The full team is involved in this game early, aren't they? Go down the field, score on offense, take the ball away on defense, and go right back and score again. You got to like the way that's working for them.
That's exactly right. Touchdown, turnover, touchdown, 2-score lead. A little bit like you at breakfast this morning. I got to get this in. You had a perfect omelet, dropped it, so a little bit of a turnover. You went right back to and got that omelet and crushed it.
You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
You got to do what you got to do.
Don't worry about your hands, though.
Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
2nd and 10.
Here we go. All right.
Fields now to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Jets move the chains.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put.
Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. Julian Love picks it. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Wow, this one, it is getting out of hand early. They add a pick-6 to the ledger now. 3-score lead still in the first half.
And all that celebrating that you see and hear from those defenders is not just because they scored a touchdown on a pick-6. It's because they're pitching a shutout in this one. Every defender's dream.
Extra point hugged the upright a bit, but he gets it to go. And that makes the score 21-0.
Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They are back over the 500 mark for the season. Got there with a win a week ago. Their second straight victory.
Well, they've definitely gotten better as this season has gone along. And from what I can tell, they know their roles. Everyone understands how they fit offensively, defensively. And this team now has an identity, and they're playing to it and playing well.
And he comes back with one complete. It's going to be a nice pickup, but he also takes a pretty good lick at the end of that one. A great job there, Charles, just to hold on, absorb that contact. I guess that's the risk you take catching the ball toward the middle of the field.
It is, and if you're going to gain yardage, you're going to have to go there at some point. But how about the read, okay? The eyes of that play, stepping out from the middle of the field and really making a big hit. Did not get free, but boy, that's a tough area to go into when you're going into his spot.
Just to pick up a 3, but that is indeed enough.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
From the 50, here's Fields. Oh, Fields is intercepted for a third time. Blocked by Julian Love. And the Seahawks are going to take over at their own 30-yard line.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because...
There he goes, right side. And all the way in, touchdown, Seattle. Jackson Smith and Jigba with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year. And the Seahawks are able to add on to their first half lead. Now the extra point. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now.
Seahawks 28, Jets nothing. Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
Ball again on second down.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down.
Here we go. 3-19, can I say that?
They'll run with Hall. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. 3rd down turns to first with that 5-yard pickup.
Jets, first down. A 5-yard gain on the play. And the Jets, first down.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Turbo, sir. Go.
Hall again. Fighting through. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. 40 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Angel. Tonight.
Now it's Fields. Throwing quickly to Wilson. So the completion good for 6 yards. And it's 2nd down.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down.
Here we go. Hey, Cap. 319, good snap. Tonight.
They snap it to Fields. That is caught. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Garrett Wilson, 35 yards. And the Jets take the chance on 4th and goal, and it pays off with 6. So the Jet offense staying on the field. They're going to go for 2. Fields trying to throw for it. And he's got it for the 2-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further.
Chase McLaughlin set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And he's going to wind up bringing this one inside the 35-yard line.
Now that's the kind of return that warms the heart of a special teams coach. He'll be pushing us next time, Brandon, to make sure his guys are introduced in the starting lineups. These guys have such an influence on every game. The unsung heroes, remember, they have their own meetings, their own practice time, heck, their own spot on the bench in order to be ready to play each and every week.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. He finds his man, complete. It's Horton. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. It's a gain of 12, 1st down Seahawks.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action.
Your mind is out of bounds. It's telling you that you should give out the
From the 25, here's 2nd and 6.
Ready. 19. Ready.
He'll look to throw. He finds Smith and Jigba. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Here comes 3rd and about a foot.
Go!
They'll look to throw again. Touchdown! Christian McCaffrey. That's career touchdown number 131, and it ties him with Chris Carter for number 8 on the all-time list. And the Seahawks would extend their lead here just before halftime. Point after, right down the middle. And a rout is on here in this first half.
Jets 8. Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
Maybe time for one play on offense. 7 seconds to go in the half as the kick is away. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Hall. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half.
Hey,
A final shot before the break. Fields. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The New York offense taking over for their next possession.
Here we go, son.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Julian Love picks it. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. And that one is going to sting. First play of the third quarter and a turnover.
And you have to know that at halftime, they spent a lot of time going through their checklist of what they wanted to accomplish to start this third quarter. Turning it over like this was not on that list.
Not at all. And you come out of the locker room trailing, so that first drive to establish momentum is very key. Crucial. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Here is 3rd down and 4.
60 Bison. Let's go now. 60 Eagles. 60 Eagles.
He'll drop to throw. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th. Now here's Michael Dixon, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. Yeah, he was looking for the check-up bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talked about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
His throw incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. They'll give the Hall. Well, this is not going to be enough. Was in search of 2 yards and only got halfway there. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. Like you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
Here we go. Good. 331. Johnson. All right.
On 4th down, Fields able to find the open man. That's complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation. But they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on or they're trying to show extreme confidence.
Out of the gun, Fields. He gets it underneath to Hall. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Here we go, Scott. Tonight.
Fields. They'll set up the screen for Hall. And he is going to lose yardage here. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down.
EQ. Here we go. Go.
Throwing again is Fields. There's a short one. It's caught by Taylor. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his 2nd catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him. And what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their 3rd corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does.
75 yards receiving for him now. It's a 1st down.
A gain of 15. 1st down, Jets.
Easy. Don't jump. Ready? Right.
Off play action. Fields. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. That's going to be caught. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. It's another 1st down as they look his way again, this time 19 yards.
1st and goal, Jets.
Here we go, Scott. Start ball, Scott. Right.
To the air again, Fields. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. A terrible spot for a holding call as they'll try again, but now from further back on 1st and goal.
March right.
To throw is Fields. He's got Wilson, and that's a Jets touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Jets are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd. So the Jet offense staying on the field. They're going to go for 2.
Let's go. Here we go, son.
Will line up for a
319, good set.
They'll try and throw for it. And unable to connect. They don't get the 2-point conversion here.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of 2-point tries and see what the data tells us. Because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation. This time, unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation. Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. 1 first down, and you're almost in field goal position.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Second and a couple.
Check, smash, check. Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
Toss left side for Walker. Gets around him. And he will go out right near the 35-yard line. First down Seattle on a pickup of 13. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage, they're powering through, and they're controlling this game.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Good gain there on 1st down, and keeps them in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They're in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Second and 5.
Here we go, start. 70 Lions. Ready.
That's taken in by Arroyo. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 18. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the 4th, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. They continue to throw these safe passes. Who can blame him?
44 yards rushing for him now to this point.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
This 2nd and 4.
Ready? 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Now back to throw. That one caught. It's Horton. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
1st and goal at the 5-yard line.
They'll come out in the pistol.
Check. Let's go. Cougar Knight. Street. Street. Let's go.
Here's Walker. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Kenneth Walker, his 12th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks up the lead to 4 scores now here in this 4th quarter. The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. And that'll increase their lead to 28.
Makes the score Seahawks 42, Jets 14. Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
And they'll employ the jumbo set now on 2nd and 1.
Here we go, shot.
Back to throw, Fields. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
They got a completion there. That's clearly an example of one side happy, the other side not very happy. Defense, hey, take 1 or 2 yards. We're good with that. Offense, you got to expect to get more on the passing play.
Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a 1st down.
A gain of 10 yards. That's another Jets.
Here we go.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Here we go, son. 58, 58, stand up. Spit out.
Here's Fields. Over the middle, it's complete. Only able to gain a couple there. And it'll be second down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle him after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Here's Fields. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 31-yard line. 1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. Fields now to throw. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Devin Witherspoon. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. And they'll indeed take a knee.
Ready? 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
And they will take a knee here. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Seahawks, they keep pace for a playoff spot as they move to 7-3. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the New England Patriots. Meanwhile, for the Jets, it's a loss that'll drop them back to 500 through 10 games. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.